Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. So I wanted to do this video today, guys, kind of talking about some of my favorite players to use in each position. We do these videos a lot on the channel. This video is not going to be a crazy long one because I want to really focus on this video being my top kind of 3 in every position. I don't want to go through and do a bunch, but if you enjoy the video, let me know. Thumbs up supports. So many new viewers recently, so thank you everybody who's been subscribing. And we did a video a couple weeks ago on the most ratty players in each position. That is a little bit different than the best players in each position, but it's all about the same. And yeah, so I really just kind of want to go through and talk with you guys about players that I have been facing and using in the last couple weekend leagues. I've got rank 1 3 weekends in a row now, so I've actually probably played my best FIFA all year in the last month. I feel like I really understand the mechanics well. And yeah, we're going to go through that and talk about these players. So first of all, there are probably 3 keepers off the top of my mind that are the most OP. And the first one is going to be Van der Sar. I think Van der Sar is absolutely phenomenal. You could go for his Team of the Year icon as his best version. This is kind of like the pro player keeper. This is the keeper that pros are telling everyone is the best. He's just very tall. Shot stopping is amazing, and that's what makes Van der Sar so special, right? We're not going to talk too much about that. All right, number 2 is Yashin. I think Yashin is amazing. I think any version of him is good. You know, obviously, if you can afford the prime is great, but 91, 94, you know, it works. 89 is even good. And then this is a non-icon goalkeeper, and it's Courtois. I think Courtois is so solid. I played his Team of the Year today in the Team of the Year Cup, and he was out of this world good. Out of this world. Was driving me crazy. I was greening low driven shots in the box with prime Ronaldinho, and I couldn't even score because of Thibaut Courtois. I actually use his gold, and on his gold, I have a ridiculous amount of games played by now. I'm at like 450, and he's just sensational. I'm still using him, and I feel like this is actually one of the years where high-rated keepers are a lot better in game, which I guess you could argue is kind of maybe a good thing. It is kind of nice that we do have that sort of feeling with the game. So, okay, center backs. There's 2 right now that are the best. Hands down the best. Now, the first one is Lucio. Lucio, for me, is the best center back in the game. I know we've got Team of the Year center backs. I know we've got icon SBCs. We've got SBC center backs like Ramos, but Lucio by far is the number 1 for me. 88 reactions, 85 sprint speed. The issue with Lucio is the price that you're going to have to pay. Now, the 89 is also very good, so you don't need to get this top tier version. He's 1.8, which is just so crazy, but the other version is also very good. The 89, it's only 600, so it's a third of the price. So yeah, all right. And then second center back is VVD. For me, you know, this Team of the Year is just crazy. I really feel like the Team of the Year with him is the one. This is the really special one. Super fast, super strong. He's just absolutely incredible. Especially the only weak spot with him is maybe that acceleration, and if you actually backtrack before, you don't even notice it because his sprint speed, once he gets into that full sprint motion, he's got such good defensive awareness at 99 and 99 reactions that he's honestly like unstoppable. So yeah, I would say VVD as well. Now, in terms of other center backs, the third one that really pops up, you know, to me that I have been really not enjoying recently is Baby Maldini. And really, that's what I want this video to be about. Like, in my rank 1 journey these last couple weekends, like, who has been driving me insane? And Maldini is very annoying. And what's really annoying about this version is that the prime has 86 pace, the mid doesn't, right? This version is so fast that his positioning and track back and lateral, like, side to side is just so elite. And that's what drives me crazy about playing this card specifically. Like, he's very hard to pass in behind. So Maldini for me. We've had a couple SBCs recently. Ramos, you know, Militao Team of the Year is definitely there in terms of top tier center back. You know, somebody that's really interesting that I have played recently is Puyol. I don't want to be too broad with this video, but Puyol's like defensive like ability is just out of this world good. There's a couple players that I'm going to stack right now that I want to be a part of this video. I think Ramos is probably pretty deserving of it. There's one more center back that I'm trying to find, and it's World Cup Blanc. Now, there's obviously a lot of other center backs like Kimpembe. We talked about it. Carvalho. I think Marquez is up there. But for me, like, these are the center backs that I have been really annoyed against. I've played Team of the Year Militao a couple times. He's obviously just really expensive. I'd rather actually go with base Lucio than this version of Militao, just so you guys know. Vidic is out of this world good. So good. Like, I used him and Nesta, and Vidic is much better. It's that lateral kind of side to side, and then that I think that pace is really, really noticeable. Koulibaly is insane, so fast, and just has that VVD auto defender feel. And Blanc is like the most slept on center back this year. He is so elite for the price. He's only like 370K. You guys have to try Blanc if you haven't tried him yet. All right, so left back, it's going to be 2 players at the top tier, right? And then there's going to be 2 players that are at the 1 player at the just under that tier. Okay, so first player is Theo Hernandez, team of the year. Very, very good on the ball, insanely fast, and just like one of those players that once he gets position, you can't really win the ball back. All right, so we're moving quick now. Capdevila, though, I think is probably the best left back, and if it's not him, it's a tie with Theo Hernandez. It's crazy that he's only an 88 because he plays like a 95. He's so good. So yeah, I really want to recommend him to you guys. Actually, there is one other left back that is coming to my mind right now, and it's Ashley Cole, and it's actually his Team of the Year icon card. It is amazing. Probably one of the only players that when I have Prime Ronaldinho, I can't actually beat. With physical, he's so strong. He's got that insane shield that Theo Hernandez has. So worth the coins. And then, one other option for everybody watching that's, I guess, like the cheap option is Mendy. Mendy is so good. Couldn't recommend Mendy more to anybody. He's so solid. I'm still using him. I had a really, really crazy pack pull today, so not as much, but so freaking good. All right, right backs. For me, there is one best right back, and it's actually Cafu. It's not Hakimi. Cafu is a joke in this game. He is so OP. He's got the craziest defending for a fullback. 91 offensive awareness and 93 interceptions. It's just absolutely unreal. And then I would say a very close second is Hakimi. You've got a couple other options after that. Hakimi, obviously, we don't have to speak about it. 99 pace, 90 defending for a Team of the Year fullback is mental. So, obviously, for an overlap, he's really, really, really good. And then other right backs, Cuadrado, I think Zanetti is in there. I think Trent is maybe there. I don't know. Walker is good. Dallo is good. But I feel like they don't offer what Cafu and what Hakimi can offer really going forward. I think that's something very unique to those players. All right, let's go to the midfield. There's obviously a couple midfielders that are the top tier. The first one that comes to my mind is Kevin De Bruyne's Team of the Year. I feel like this is just the best midfielder in the game. I don't think there's anyone better, whether you want to argue box to box, physical center mid, passing with the 5-star weak foot, the 99 reactions. It's just everything you would want in a center mid. He's got maxed out in the short and the long passing and the shot power, in the vision. It's just, it's quite a remarkable card. He is just amazing. De Bruyne is De Bruyne, and there's no surprises there. Now, other midfielder that we'll mention here. Now, this is obviously out of the price of any of what we can afford, but Hullet Team of the Year icon has to be mentioned. 98 shot power, the 5-star weak foot, and just wow, right? I mean, it's so crazy how good this card is. And then other than that, I would say it for me, then it's like Vieira and it's Yaya Toure. Now, you could argue Jude, right? There's an argument. You could argue Zidane. I think under that, right, under Vieira and Yaya Toure, you've got Mateus, you've got Zidane, you've got Jude, you've got Modric. That's really where you're looking at that kind of next tier of midfielder. I think that's really the next up. And again, I'm trying to give you guys a very, very strict, who I think is really the best. And I don't want to ramble and say 15 to 20 midfielders, but that's who I would probably give you is maybe what we just gave, a top 8, a top 10. That's really who I would have there, for that position. Anyone who went ahead and did Vieira, guys, GG's to you, because honestly, this card is just so good. His presence in the midfield is out of this world good. So if you did this card, good on you, because you're definitely getting rewarded for it. He for me in 347 games has been out of this world good. Okay, let's go to it's so interesting because wide players and strikers are just so interchangeable these days. You can really, really, really use anybody. So, in terms of the Team of the Years, because obviously Team of the Years are just kind of the best players. Messi is, obviously, Messi, Messi, Benzema, Mbappe, you know, for the attack. I think Haaland is severely overpriced. I don't think he's best in the position. I think it would have been in when Lengthy was really, really, really good, but I still think he's lacking a little bit. I think he's good, but he's 5 mil. So if you think I'm putting him in a best players video, you have lost your mind. Did I replace? Okay, so yeah, that's really where I want to be. Now let's just. You know, we're kind of bouncing around here. Mbappe is the best player in the game. He's by far the best player. Like, it's why he's 10 mil on the market. He is just the best, right? He's unstoppable. He's so fast. He's got good passing with this card. But the player of the month is also very good. So if you're a person that's trying to acquire fodder and go that route, it's definitely worth it. His player of the month is so good. Benzema with a 5-star weak foot. I think he's great. I tried him out. I really like him. What you have to know about this card when using him is you've got to hold L2. L2 is going to be really important to use when you're using this card because you need to shield when you have when you're receiving the ball with him. Very, very important. Team of the year Messi, probably one of the best dribblers in the game. Crazy stats, probably the best as a cam. You know, other than that, like the other players that I've been playing and I've used, right? Alawayron is just so annoying. You know, if you don't know that by now, then you've not really played this game too much because he's just so annoying. A lot of people will put him at left mid and just play the ball out to him and just straight line run and they get wide open, and it's just crazy how easy it seems when you have this card. And it's also why his price is completely reflected on the market at what price? 730, right? People are willing to pay the coins for him because he just is that good at what he does. Now, other than that, I have this prime Ronaldinho, and this would be, I think Ronaldinho's moments might be the best player in the game with Mbappe. Like, I really do. Because I have this prime, and he is the best player I've used all year. I don't know why EA's putting the loan into my team, but he's definitely the best player I've used all year. I'm in love with this card. Like, he's not only so fun to use, but he's actually, like, so effective. My return has been messed up with him a little bit because I think one of the cups that I've been playing doesn't save something, but he is out of this world fun to use. And step overs, has the best step overs in the game. He really does. But like other icons that are very good, obviously there is a bunch. But Pele, you know, it's a great year for Pele. I think Pele's at that top tier. I think R9, for people that are using a lot of step overs, a lot of elasticos in the final third, I think R9 is very, very, very good for that. Cruyff, I'm not a huge fan of Cruyff for the price. I think for the price with Cruyff, you'd rather go get Prime Dino. You'd rather go get, well, Prime Dino is more expensive, but you'd rather go get Dino. You'd rather go get maybe even, I think there's other options, you know, I think for me. Like, I think Cruyff is solid because he does have the 5-5, but I worry about the shot power and the balance with him. Now, this is really interesting because I wouldn't usually mention Puskás, and I think the last couple of years he's been good. This year, he's so good. And it's because of this meta of, like, if you play the ball into somebody and you hold shield, it seems to be very effective in the final third. So Puskás also just has the best shot in the game on that left foot. There's no one stopping him. His shot is unbelievable. So I think he's worthy of a mention for sure. Prime Henry is also very, very good this year with the step overs because he's physical and his shooting is very, very, very good. Eusebio always up there. I think Prime Best is very good. Cantona, I think maybe there's an argument you can make for Cantona. Somebody that I have been using and playing a lot is Eto's Prime in FUT drafts. Eto is really, really, really good. And, you know, you could argue that, yes, the Moments might be a little bit more worth it because I think the Moments has that 5-star weak foot. I think, and we're going to talk about Butragueño as well right now. Same thing. But, yeah, also, Jairzinho, guys. All right, now, mid-Jairzinho, I think, is a top 5 attacker in the game for value, right? 1 million coins for the SBC, so don't sleep on him. This is the Prime. Obviously, if you can get the Prime, but many people can't. So I have Jairzinho in my club, and he is top tier. This mid Jairzinho. So any version of Jairzinho will be very, very good. He just really does it all. I think this is one of the best SBCs that EA's ever released because they gave us, like, arguably an endgame card really early in the game that you could go and grind, but it obviously was still expensive, so you really had to go ahead and obtain it. But yeah, other than that, and just in terms of like the icon side of things, just in my club, Butragueño, this version specifically with the 4-star skills is incredible for the price. 800k, but really can do it all, and even has a good shield in game. Only 66 strength, but you play the ball to his feet and you hold L2 shield, it still works out pretty well, for sure. last thing I'll mention is just with Eto, right? I really feel like this Eto is so solid because of the 5-star weak foot. I believe he has 5-star weak foot. I had him in a draft, and he was banging him in on his left. Yeah, he has 5-star weak foot. So, you know, the Prime has 95 pace and 93 shooting, so it does have that pace boost, but having that 5-star weak foot is massive for a card like Eto. So I just wanted to point that out. And then other than that, like for me, that's pretty much like right now where I'm at. I think Ginola, like you could still put Ginola in the mix, but I think there's other cards now that I just would prefer to Ginola. I know he is very good and pros use him, but I think there's other cards that I like a little bit more than him. We've probably, you know, not mentioned some players, maybe like Pogba, maybe like Cancelo, but I want to be very like specific here and give you guys the top tier. I think Jude Bellingham also, you know, we talked about with the midfielders, that was a little bit different because I can't fit 8 midfielders in this team. So what you see is not all what I talked about. So if you want to go watch that part of the video with the midfielders, it's not just these players. We talked about a bunch. But I think Pogba is close there too. But yeah, when you look at this team right now, man, these are really the best players in the game. All these players, you know, are just top tier. And I think there's about 30 top tier players. I think you can make probably different starting 11s with about 30 players. Where all the teams would be absolutely incredible. So thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in a video later. Peace.